All right, it got a little bit too hot to handle. Let's bring, was it Fifi? Let's bring Fifi back.
So what I was telling you. So
Mhm,
the clit is here if you place it on Fifi,
mhm,
and we only use
mhm.
this part, but it's the entire labia majora. This is the pink, light pink one, and the labia minora. Those are also the clit, not only here. So I say to women that they are goddesses because we are the only animals that have an organ only for pleasure.
Mm,
Because a man has a penis, but if we take that penis away, he can't urinate. A
mm,
woman can urinate if we take the clitoris away.
mhm.
Okay?
Wow, I
And
didn't
we
think about it that way. That's a great point.
yes, and and but it's now they are not doing it anymore because it's not legal. But in the past they were taking away the clitoris of the ladies in Africa, some
Mhm,
of them, some cultures, because they were not allowed to have pleasure because they didn't know they had other points inside the woman. Also, a man only gets pleasure from the penis or the prostate,
mhm,
but the woman can get a lot of different orgasms.
mhm,
And as I think it's very basic if a woman only got orgasms from her clitoris. You
mm,
need to know yourself before you search for a partner. And you need to
mm,
search for a partner that knows that there are other points, not only clitoris. And then you
mhm,
get to experiment. Okay.
mhm.
So going back to my clit. Um,
Earlier, you said, wait, I need to find my clitoris. I said, this is going to be a juicy conversation. Go get it, girl.
yes, I like to talk about this because a lot of women do not understand how special they are. Okay? And
Mm,
if you highlight, if you are listening to me right now, if you haven't given yourself the chance to know yourself, you need to take the opportunity. I don't think there are um if I don't think there are I'm searching for a word. Um oh, it doesn't come now. If you are
mm,
listening to me right now, this is not something that just happened. It happened
mhm,
for a reason. That's what
mhm,
I'm searching for that word.
mhm,
It happens
mhm.
for a reason.
That
And maybe you
synchronicity,
need
that alignment, that
yes.
divine timing. You're aligned to hear this now. Get to
And
know yourself, girl. Not just
yes,
mind, not just your body, going to the gym, but like deeply, intimately get to know
yes.
yourself.
And because
Yes.
we are a portal, we have a portal there.
Mhm.
And we are allowed to use that portal to give birth to another
Mhm.
energetic being. Okay, so
Mhm.
you need to, if you're listening now, you need to go and take a mirror and place it there and give thanks if you already have a
Mhm.
child. Okay,
Mhm.
so and this portal is being used for not only children, because as a woman you can create whatever you want.
Mhm.
If you don't know how, maybe you should search for that information or give me a call, because that's
Mhm.
how I work. We
Mhm.
are goddesses. Okay.
Mhm. Sacred
So
sexual creation is so so juicy. Magnetism. Oh my gosh. There's so I feel like we could do like an entire series. And I think you have a podcast, right? Where you talk about all of these things. Yeah,
yes,
please
I
tell our
do have
listeners where they can find you too as we're on this topic because I think it's so so important.
yes, yes, I think it's important, and that's the reason why I started it. That is Kiwi. That's my Chihuahua. I don't know.
With him.
She is with the cats.
No worries. We can't hear it on our side, so that's okay.
I think when you get your orgasm, you need to put intentions before you
Mm,
start getting your orgasm, so
mm,
that you can start creating and start using that energy for what it's intended. It was intended for,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and not just to get that physical orgasm, because it's not only for that, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have a basic understanding, sort of, and a pretty deep understanding actually of orgasms, a different type of orgasms, how would you help someone to recognize if they haven't truly had an orgasm? They think they have, maybe they've experienced some of these things, some pleasure, but not maybe that full release. Like, how do people come to that awareness?
I'm going to tell a story.
Mm,
Once a lady came to my office, and she was in her late 50s, and she never had a vibrator.
mm,
And she was a very high educated lady, and she came to me because something happened to her. She had a lover, and one day the lover was not so happy. He came, and he it was what he did to her was very hurting. And what she explained to me, for me, it was a fist fuck.
mm,
So I told her that what you just told me is a fist fuck, but if someone does that to you, he or she needs to ask for permission. Did he? No, he just did it. So he just abused you. Oh, did that just happen? Yes, it was hurting.
mm,
So, and I asked her, have you ever felt pleasure?
mm,
I'm not, I don't want to give that time, because it really doesn't give me pleasure. So I told her, I think you need to buy a bullet and
mm,
just place it on your clitoris. So that's what she did.
mm,
And the day after, I messaged her, and I told her, did you use it? No, it was charging. Okay, I will message you again tomorrow.
mm.
So you better use it. So she
Yeah.
knows me. And the day after, I did message her, and she said, Dina, it was an experience that I've never felt.
Mm,
And then where I knew that she got an orgasm. And
mhm,
it's different for everybody. And the way that she spoke was so much more softer.
mm,
And that made me, it was clear for me that she did had an orgasm. And it worked. Okay.
mm,
It's the best way I can explain to you. It's very personal. And I am a coach that I am very into, if you buy something, for example, a bullet from me, I need you to be the reason why these vibrators are in this world. That's why I showed the video. It's because a doctor used it. It's a
mm,
doctor's assistant. It's
mm,
not a sex toy as it's
mhm.
being sold. It's a
That's so
doctor's
funny.
assistant.
We don't learn this part in medical school, everybody,
No,
by the way.
no, we don't. No, you don't. And I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because we were told, as when I got my education, we were told that doctors are not being, and we are like we are taking some work from the doctors away, because
Mm.
it really, an orgasm takes a pain away.
Oh
Some
yeah.
stuff that the clients go to the doctor, if they come to us, it will go away also.
Hmm.
So that's why I try to explain to the people. It's like the paracetamol. I don't know how it's
Hmm.
called
The natural
in
painkiller. Yeah.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
You
there's
should have
so much. It's so fascinating because when I think about my own journey and really that sacred pause that happened for a lot of people in 2020 when everyone kind of just slowed down and really got into themselves, whether that's personal development or whether that's just slowing down to journal or set some intentions or whatever that time was. I think it was a very interesting time for a lot of people. One of the biggest ways I would say that I got into my confidence, into myself, as you say, into like who I really truly am and it wasn't necessarily with a vibrator, but it was just spending more time intimately with myself, sensuality, because I didn't have a partner at the time. And I thought, I don't need a partner to actually feel to let my body feel good. And what do I really enjoy? Do I enjoy soft touch? Do I enjoy roughness? Do I enjoy, where on my body do I like being touched? Where is it really sensual? What does that do to me? And so it was a very interesting and very passionate process. And it was really just, it didn't have anything to do with really sexuality per se, but a lot of it was sensuality, and naturally that turned me on. And of course, like, and so you don't necessarily, I just want to say, you don't need a vibrator, but I really appreciate that ease of release, and that sort of, that invitation to just allow it to happen, and to observe ourselves, right? Whether you use a toy or not, I think it's just really important to hold that space for ourselves, to really slow down. And some of the women that I talk to, they say, I ask them, how do you get into your divine feminine? And a lot of women will say, I use lotion, and I'm very present in the moment of how I'm spreading the lotion on my hands and just really feeling and receiving that feel, right? Because I think a lot of times we're so, especially in sexual situations, we're so focused on our partner and, making sure that they're feeling pleasure. We don't really think about ourselves and think to, okay, when I actually feel, what can I do where I'm feeling more pleasure? And then we actually take that pressure off of our partners so they don't have to do all this, like hard work. And if we're focused, especially as women, because we're so complex and multidimensional, and I think even before sometimes starting intercourse or starting any kind of, intimacy or romance, I think if we really focus on like, what is my magnetism? Is if I'm playing with myself, I know my partner is going to feel it. I know he's going to wake up and he's going to be like, I want some of that, right? So it doesn't always have to start with our partner, I think, is another thing that I want to invite into the room. I think we do place a lot of pressure and a lot of that kind of expectation that, oh, they're going to unfold us and take that 40 minutes to, really get us there. But we can do that for ourselves. And the more comfortable we are with it, I think the more juicy the experience is for both people. So
Yes, I
yeah.
totally, I love the way that you explained it, because by touching yourself, by caressing yourself, by being sensual or sensual dance, it releases oxytocin also.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do talk explicitly on orgasm because the boost, the rush happens there. And it's
Mm-hmm.
the same when you are giving your baby breast milk, where
Mm-hmm.
it gets a lot of oxytocin
Mm-hmm.
also. Those
Mm-hmm.
are the two that I usually speak about, because yeah, you can use different you can read a book, go hiking, you can go swimming. It also releases oxytocin. But if you want a
A bigger
immediate
surge.
release,
Uh-huh.
there you need to go to you have a vibrator. It is an immediate correction, an immediate
Mm.
help.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So I'm curious, Dina, if someone was to be listening to this and they were suddenly inspired and they're like, you know what, I'm going to go explore myself a little bit. What are sort of, I'm very much, I'm a scientist, right? And so I love to look at before and after, right? I like to look at measures. I love to help people to see the tangible outcomes. What would you say that people can compare for themselves, the before and after? Obviously, there's like, tightness and muscle tension in and of itself. I think you'll naturally feel a lot lighter and a lot more soft and relaxed. You said that sometimes people's voice changes, sometimes they're like, obviously their energy, but what can people really focus on and even track? I think that's really actually kind of a little bit nerdy, but kind of fun to track that before and after. Like, what kind of shifts can people expect?
I love this question, Ralitza. I usually tell the ladies, look, it's scientifically proven what I'm going to say.
Mhm.
It when you get your orgasm, testosterone is released.
Mhm.
For women, we don't have so much, but
Mhm.
that's why I do recommend having these orgasms, because you get more testosterone, and when you get more testosterone, then you're the wanting to take risk, doing stuff
Mm.
that you usually do not do,
Mhm.
having more courage. You will see
Mhm.
yourself doing things that you before would never do.
Mhm.
Before you enter a meeting, give yourself an orgasm. See how you respond differently. You respond calmer, and you have courage to talk things that you usually would have never spoken about. When you as a speaker, you are on the stage, give yourself an orgasm and go on the stage. See a difference.
So
You see,
decreased anxiety is what I'm hearing, like decreased
yes,
anxiety.
yeah, it decreases
Okay.
anxiety.
Yeah.
It decreases depression. It gives you courage because of the testosterone.
And what about in partnership?
I love it. A man usually, if he is in a partnership, if he is arousing himself in the shower alone, he will get masturbate with a partner or without. But a woman usually does not do it. A woman will not masturbate if she has a partner. And I tell the women, it's good for you to masturbate because a male guy wants a self-assured woman. When you masturbate, you bond with yourself. You get more as self-assured. And that's what the men like. Maybe you should masturbate a little bit more because that attracts men.
Yeah, and I mean, and it releases pheromones, and it's like so many things, right? It's
It releases pheromones
you
there.
become naturally more embodied in yourself, because again, that does it, that blood and that rush to that area, even again, knowing that it is a portal, getting into that a little bit of that like metaphysical, the spirituality place, right? And how we can use our energy. But it really does create a different, it's a paradigm shift, I would say. And it's a completely different embodiment in this lifetime when we are actually honoring of our fullest capacity. I recognize this morning that one of the titles, or one of my motto or whatever should be, is like the human potential activator. And this is such an important piece. I'm even thinking about adding it into my P3 alchemy. It's like that piece of sexuality, even on the alignment inquiry, like really, one of the callings has been that sexy, successful sisterhood. And sexy is such an important word for confidence, because that really does, like, really knowing ourselves deeply and honoring that part of us it is an essential part of being authentically who you are, and optimizing your human potential. So I'm so grateful for this conversation, because yeah, I mean, most times we don't focus on our sexuality and our sensual organs and just really embodying that juiciness. So I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. I love to talk about this because it helped me help people. Even old colleagues came here after I left the bank 6 years ago, and I feel like this is my calling, and I'm helping people. I think I will be doing this for a while, not forever, but for a while. But this is what I do.
Amazing. Dina, thank you so much for sharing. If there's someone listening and they want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, that's a good thing. I want to share my social media platforms. I am on Facebook as SSA Coach, and I am on Instagram as SSA Coach Aruba. I have my website, Success Bliss, CSS.Z.love. That's my webpage. And you can message me through those and schedule a discovery session.
Amazing.
I like to talk with new people. I love what I do, really.
Amazing. Yes, you do love what you do. And it's so easy to talk with you. That's the one thing I'll say. The first time we walked into your office, it was just so easy to talk with you, and just to like get on that page of, hey, this is something that's more than normal, right? We should be talking about it. There's nothing taboo or crazy or scary, or, like whatever judgments we have around it. It's just so disarming and so beautiful to be able to have these conversations. And a lot of people have so many questions around sexuality that they're not willing to ask, whether it's their doctor or even their partner. So many people don't have open and honest and vulnerable conversations. So being in a room with a sex specialist can actually be really helpful, so that the questions to ask. And sometimes you can ask those questions that people are afraid to ask each other and then it's not so scary anymore, right? So I absolutely love that. I love what you do. I'm so grateful for you, your passion, your courage in this space, and just how easily it flows for you. Dina, I'm so glad you left banking and followed your passion and your authenticity calling journey to do this work. If you could leave our audience with one takeaway or a pearl, when I think now pearl, I think that beautiful little clitoris, the hood of the clitoris, the little thing that's hiding underneath, and this big juicy organ that we have. What is the one pearl that you would give our listeners today?
You know what, Ralitza? You started by asking me the reason why I started this. And I remember when I was in my 50s when I left the bank after 25 years of work. And put people telling me, "Are you crazy? You should go on prepare to go on pension. Why are you starting as a sex coach?" So my tip that I want to give everybody, you don't need to become a sex coach, but you need to follow your heart or follow your pussy after a good orgasm.
I love it. And it will guide
That,
you.
and it will definitely tell you what to do immediately.
And what not to do. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much, Dina. And I'm wondering, so we've shared a lot of wisdom for the ladies out there. What would you tell the men that are out there that are listening?
You know, I'm working with some men now, and emotional intelligence is the one thing that you need to put some attention on. And our men, and it's a problem of the entire world. It's not only in Aruba. Men needs to be more emotional intelligent. And what is emotional intelligent? It's being connected with your heart. And the majority of men, the world itself, guides them to be disconnected with their heart.
They're all up
And they are here instead of being with their hearts. And it's a process. It's very much, there are tools to help you get into that. That's what I provide my men. It's that's the main thing that you need to have to live or to marry or to be part of a woman in these times. You need to be emotionally intelligent.
That. Yeah, that's so beautiful. And it doesn't only speak to men. That a lot of the work that I do too with people is to get themselves into that feminine, right? The mind of the feminine is actually in the heart, right? And so it's such a beautiful calling even to those very masculine women who are, constantly doing and constantly achieving and really in that go space. It's like, whoa, let's bring it back to our hearts and recognize that emotions are safe and it's okay to feel. And yes, so beautiful. Dina, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Thank you for your love, your time, your passion. You are absolutely such a gift. Thank you. And I look forward to connecting again soon.
It's your service.
Sending you so much love.